Yes. I suppose an introduction is in order. My name is Dr. Helen. I'm one of the world's leading scientists in separating conjoined twins. Yes, just like Ben Carson. Unlike Ben Carson, I have been moonlighting with a secret hobby. Yes, instead of separating, I have set my sights on creating.
God, what are you gonna do to us?
You, my captives, you will be transformed.
You're sick.
I am sick, but I'm also very nice. My design, captives. As you notice, one of the sections will be just a little bit more terrible than the rest. But I will allow you to make your case for why you shall not be the middle. If it fails to convince me, you'll have the worst fate of them all. So, captives, now we shall decide which one of you wants to be the middle part of my human centipede.
Oh God, no.
No, not me.
I'll do it.
This sounds terrible.
Hey, if they leave, does that mean more shit for me?
That's not how a human centipede works. Perhaps I should elaborate. The operation will commence with the removal of the lateral incisors, the central incisors, and the canines. Next, 2 skinfolds will be connected from each anus and each mouth, lifted and sewn shut.
Oh no.
It's disgusting.
Go on.
Once the skin grafts are connected and the tissues are fused, we'll have human centipede connected through the gastric system. Digestion from A passes into B and is excreted into C. You are C.
I gotta say, you had me at anal.
You're supposed to be terrified.
Well, the only thing I'm afraid of is running out of shit.
Well, you should be a lot more scared right now, but let's move on. There are still more horrible elements in my twisted design. A syringe, for example. Ordinary in every way, except that it contains the anesthesia I'll be using for the operation. But here's the unexpected twist. There is only enough painkiller for 2 of you.
Why are you doing this to us?
It's so fucked up.
There's no painkiller.
You're not getting it, but let me be super clear. I'm going to remove your teeth. I'm going to sew your lips to another person's anus. I'm going to sew your anus to another person's mouth. All without painkiller.
Hey, it's 2017. Who hasn't tossed a little salad, am I right?
Okay, long shot. Can we just share a centipede with someone other than her?
Okay. Still not understanding my horrible design. Perhaps you haven't noticed. My sweet centipede only has need for 2 eyes. Collectively, you have 6. Do you know what this means?
Ooh, take my eyeballs.
What the fuck?
What do I need eyeballs for? Watching Young Sheldon?
I'm not even scared anymore. I'm just disgusted.
Hey, I actually like that show.
You know what? Forget it. No more human centipede. Yes! I spent years sacrificing to bring me to this moment. I took out all those medical school loans, I rented this place on Craigslist, and you ruined it!
Alright, you can cry about what you're turning me into a human centipede. Chop chop.
Why did I have to find the one person who's a glutton for pain, has no use for their eyeballs, and is excited to eat shit?
Well, you did find me at Chipotle.
I'm putting you in front.
No! Yeah, as one of the biggest sleep experts and dream analysts in North Dakota, I want to get to the bottom of what your dreams mean. Thank you for sharing that with me.
I'm all ears. Tell me what it means. It's really weird.
I like to just throw theories out there and see if they connect with events in my patients' lives. So let's start with your sleeping patterns. Do you ever find yourself in bed, wiggling around a whole bunch, and then you wake up with your mouth on your own asshole?
Oh, no. No.
Oh,
That never happens.
sorry. You shot in the dark, so you didn't land?
Any other ideas?
Yeah. You grew up with a family, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever find yourself in bed, wiggling around, and then a family member entered the room so quickly that you awoke with your mouth on their asshole?
Ew, no. Family.
Sorry, sometimes this process takes a while. I know it's dramatic.
Well, alright. It's a good process.
Part of the process. Pets. Broke with any pets? Do you have any pets right now?
Doggies.
Did you ever find yourself in bed? Sleeping,
You
you're
can
wiggling.
know where this is going.
That'll be a surprise. Find yourself in bed. You're wiggling around and you're in your sleep.
Sure.
Snoopy enters the room super rapidly. He's a fast dog. He enters so rapidly, you awake with Snoopy's nose in your asshole.
No! It never happened!
Okay, I'm sorry. This was not a good line of question.
Alright,
See
I
that?
just want to figure out what my dreams mean.
Great. Let's ditch this one and move on to another dream, okay?
Welcome to my breakdown. I hope I didn't scare you. Ashley, thank you for coming to my haunted house to interview. It says here that you worked at a shop and save deli after school.
Yes, Mr. Nightcreek, was it?
Mr. Nightcreek was my father. Call me Nightcreek.
Well, Nightcreek. Yes, I feel that working at the deli has really prepared me with the necessary skills for haunted house employment.
Sure, yeah.
My skills range from meat slicing to cheese slicing.
Listen, Ashley, you got the job.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Nightcrank. I have wanted to work here ever since my mom brought me here when I was 5 and then lost me in the evil clown room, which probably had a lasting impact because then I had a bedwetting issue and...
Ashley, that's a charming story, I'm sure. But I'm gonna have to remind you that Mr. Nightcrank was my father. Please, call me Nightcrank. It's that cool camaraderie sort of thing you get when you call a dude by his last name.
Oh, what's your first name?
Eugene. Now, let's find you the proper role.
Oh, I will honestly take anything. I'm just thrilled to be here.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Ashley. However, it's critical that we place you according to your preferences.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what's your perversion?
I'm sorry?
Your perversion. Are you a sadist, a masochist, a fetishist?
What does this have to do with working at a haunted house?
Everything. We need to find the right room for you so you can get off.
That's not really why I want to work at a haunted house.
Nonsense. Everyone who works at a haunted house does so to satiate some dark urge.
Not me.
I don't believe you. There must be something that helps you get off. Fine. I'll share my perversion. I'm a fraturist, that is, arousal at touching a stranger surreptitiously in a crowded room. It's how most of us haunted house workers get off.
Look, I don't have any fetishes. I'm just in high school.
Most of the sickos I know found their fetishes in high school. An important question I neglected to ask earlier. Are you 18 or an emancipated minor?
Yes, I'm 18.
Whew. Well, now that's out of the way. We can get back to figuring out what will get you off. Stop me if anything resonates. Wolfman fur, latex balloons, hay, marshmallow peeps, but only the yellow kind. Genital stapling, wet cardboard, the sound of a creaking door.
Sorry, no. Wait, wet cardboard? Look, can't I just dress as a creepy clown or carry a chainsaw or something?
Ashley, the fact that you would say a clown and a chainsaw in the same breath tells me you're not taking this process very seriously. How are you even supposed to get off?
Honestly, I just wanted to wear a costume and make some friends.
There must be something that tickles your fancy. Lurking, chasing, stygophilia.
Stygophilia?
Arousal to the thought of hellfire and damnation. Our infernal room would be the perfect thing for you to get off.
No.
How about this? A brick wall where you can poke your head through. Because it's really a bunch of bed sheets hanging on a clothesline. Then you can really get a reaction out of the visitors.
Oh, I'm not sure.
And then you can get off!
Okay, look, I thought I wanted to work here, but you disgust me.
Ashley, wait. What if I get you an adult soiled diaper?
I'm listening.
Thank you for sharing, you know. One thing I like to tell my patients is it's perfectly normal to have a fetish.
Oh, are you sure that means I don't know about all that?
Why don't we share fetishes?
Huh?
Okay, you look uncomfortable. To make this easier, I'll start by sharing the fetish of a different patient. I won't reveal any identifying information about her.
Are you sure?
Oh, I can, yeah, if you want to know. Her name's Wanda. 940-968-2349.
Whoa.
119 Illinois Street, apartment
Are you sure
407.
that
Alright. Just trying to build trust here. Wanda likes to eat pepperoni pizza while her fish watch her. She's naked.
What does that mean, my thing?
Oh, I'm just trying to get us comfortable talking about fetishes. You want to know mine? I'll tell you what mine is. I'll tell you what mine is. It's learning other people's fetishes. It really does something for me. I don't know why. I learned to accept it because you can have a fetish. That's fine.
Yeah, it's really right now.
It looks like this line of questioning. Not gonna get this. I'm sorry for that. Let's move on. Should we another drink? Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming over, you guys. Of course. Classic movie night, so fun. Yeah, so what should we watch? I picked up a bunch of DVDs when that creepy blockbuster closed, you know, the one on Millbrook Road. Finally, that place weirded me out. It was always so bizarre. Yeah, so I've got Touch of Evil, Psycho, Double Indemnity, Battleship Potemkin.
You know what? I've never seen Touch of Evil.
Oh, it's incredible. You should watch it. The opening track of shot.
She's right.
Oh, you hear something?
It's me, Orson Welles.
I definitely heard that.
I wasn't just showing off. The long continual take increases the suspense.
Huh, let me try to turn off the commentary.
You can't turn it off. I am haunting this DVD.
Turn it off, turn it off.
I have unfinished business here on Earth. I died before DVDs existed, so I never got to record my director's window.
Yes. Oh, turn it off, turn it off. I'm trying.
I've come back from the spectral planet. time to tell you about my directorial choices. Notice the music is diegetic. I wanted to create a sense of spatial choreography.
Thank God. That was spooky. Yeah. Why don't we try another one? What about Psycho? Such a classic.
My intention for the shot was to establish a sense of place. Oh, by the way, this is Alfred Hitchcock.
God, not again!
You can notice the darkness inside the apartment creates a sense of mystery.
Come on, we just want to watch the movie.
Death, I can accomplish what I never did in life. Recording 49 hours of DVD exclusive director's commentary. Now, here's why I shot this scene using a reverse tracking shot instead of a traditional dolly zoom.
We get it!
But I need to tell you about my editing technique.
Nope. Alright. Those directors are kind of insufferable.
Should we just go see Mother? I mean, say what you will about Darren Aronofsky, but that dude is definitely still alive.
It is I, Darren Aronofsky. I've been here the entire time. Did you know that my film is a symbol of environmental destruction?
What a dream. You know, that struck me as being about unfinished business. So, I'm just going to spit some stories out there, see if maybe a story similar to one of these has happened in your life that maybe sparked a decision.
Sure, the other stuff didn't work. What do I got to lose?
How about this? Your best friend Jason in high school has a terrible skateboarding accident, shatters his arm, has a cast. People are signing the cast. I'm thinking, you know what, I'll bring my Sharpie tomorrow. And I keep saying that throughout the entire school year. Jason develops a terrible infection from the arm surgery, has to have his arm amputated, no more cast to sign, unfinished business. Anything? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to let my own personal, that was unprofessional. This is your hour. I won't let personal problems of mine leak into this album. So it's your hour. How about this story? You've got a crush on a girl in high school. Her name's Susie.
Sure, not quite that situation.
You look at Susie every day, you think today's going to be the day, and then you figure out an excuse to not do it. You graduate. Susie goes to Columbia. You go to James Madison University. And spend the rest of your life regretting that unfinished business. Is that ringing a bell? No, this is your hour. You don't need to know. It's your hour. You know, I'm sorry. I completely bungled another dream. I'd like to hear about another one and take ownership. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
Thank you for your patience. Hello everyone, I'm James Cameron. You might think I'm here to tell you about Avatar 2 coming in 2020, but that's not the case. I'm here to tell you about a completely different business venture I am watching. James Cameron's Deep Sea Fish Market. I'm sure you have questions like, James Cameron, what kind of fish do you sell there? What are the prices like? When is Avatar 2 coming out? What month? I'll get to the first two, but not that third one, because that's not what this presentation's about, okay? So let's start with our first fish of the presentation. It's an anglerfish. Look at this thing. It catches fish with its little dangler. When you eat an anglerfish, it's as if the angler has become the prey. It's a godlike experience. Much like the experience of directing Avatar 2 coming in 2020. That's not what this presentation is about. So we can move on to the next fish. The nightmare eel. The problem with this fish is that it's an incredibly poisonous animal, and I probably shouldn't be selling it. However, it was the inspiration for a gigantic boa constrictor-like animal in Avatar 2 coming in 2020. Just throw it out there. Moving on, we have the goblin shark. Goblins have funny names, and this one's name is Rollworm. Rollworm's story reminds me of my own because at one point in my life, I went through some name-related trauma. In high school, I grew a goatee and a shoulder-length hair and started trying to go by Jim instead of James. And my bully just looked at me and called me more like Dim Cameron, like I'm stupid, Dim. Fast forward 20 years, he jumped off a bridge over the Jersey Turnpike to end his miserable stretch on this planet, and I was directing Terminator 2. So that's how that story is. We can move on from Rollworm into a demon squid. This is our weekly special. It's also known as the Humboldt squid and Diablo Rojo. 50% off. That's all I got on. Next animal. Oh. Another one that brings up some personal pain is blobfish. You know, every time BuzzFeed does an article, 10 ugliest sea creatures, this guy's always number one. Every time. It reminds me of a time in high school when I caught a softball in my left eye. I had to wear an eye patch for 6 weeks, and I wasn't even playing in the game. I was just watching it. It caught me right now. I had to wear this eye patch, and people called me the ugly pirate. It was really, really painful. But, I haven't gone to a reunion. They keep asking that I can tell them I'm sorry. I'm too busy directing Avatar 2. So things will get better, Blobfish. Moving on. The giant isopod. It's kind of like the experience of eating a lobster that's the size of a Cocker Spaniel and looks like a tick. It's great. The crunching noise that you make when you use a ball-peen hammer to crack one of these things open at the dinner table. We actually recorded it, and that's the sound effect that many of the trees that fall in Avatar 2. It gives it a really fleshy but firm cracking noise. But I'm not here to talk about that. We can move on to our final dessert creature, the zombie worm. These things, they do a great service to the ocean. They eat whale carcasses after the whale dies and plummets to the seafloor. And I imagine for the whale, the experience is much like my own story of having your wife, Catherine Bigelow, divorce you, then go on to great things in her own career as her ex-wife. Just like the whale, you're already dead inside, and something's still gnawing away. Those are my goods. If you find yourself hungry between now and the release of Avatar 2 in 2020, come to James Cameron's Deep Sea Fish Market. You will find our selection and our discounts truly deep.
Doctor, I'm at a loss for this one.
I got a couple stabs. How about this experience? Have you ever had an experience like this? You write a screenplay, and you send the screenplay off to a production company, and tell me if I lose you there.
Where are you?
Okay, maybe the story will come back around. Okay. You send the screenplay off, and then it comes back 6 months later, unopened and unread. Has that ever? It was a sequel to a Terminator movie. It would have been the 4th one in the line. It's when the Terminator starts to regret his past actions. He has to go to a therapist, but there's multiple timelines happening in that friend, so he has to go to a different therapist in each timeline. So it's a fascinating exploration of how the robot and these therapists. That's not important. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry. This is your hour. I keep derailing us. So you know what? You want to just move on to another dream? I've whipped hard on that one.
Can't believe I volunteered to check out this creepy forge with the biggest nerd from Brawny Talon High.
Well, I must have been a few synapses short of a neurotransmission to have agreed to break off from the rest of the group with the airheaded captain of the cheer squad.
That is such a stereotype. That's not who I am at all.
Well, I'm not a big nerd.
Sure. What's that?
Probably just an owl or something.
Who's there?
Show yourself. What? Are you a ghost? Are you kidding me?
Are you seriously supposed to be a ghost?
Indeed I am. In fact, you might say I'm the most famous ghost of all.
Well, you sure aren't a scary one.
Yeah.
Sure about that? Take a look at your phone.
Whoa! Snapchat! It's pulling up on its own!
You're the Snapchat ghost, aren't you?
That's right! Every dick pic,
Ah!
every dressing room selfie, every drunken karaoke video that does not hold up in the morning. I'm here to haunt you with.
No!
We gotta get out of here!
That's right. Take a look at that. Don't we look so glamorous in our Depeche Mode shirt that we bought from Hot Topic?
No, please!
Whoa!
Have mercy!
Nina, my perception of you is totally altered.
I worked so hard to painstakingly craft my image online. Curse you, Snapchat!
And here's another one of you, dressed as Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff.
Get back!
And here's one of you at Comic-Con, hanging out with a middle-aged man dressed as Willy Wonka.
Oh, the Gene Wilder one?
No, the Johnny Depp one!
Oh! What's wrong with you?
I was stupid! Please, it's no more.
Oh, but I'm just getting started.
Oh, well, I think we get it. Nina's an even bigger nerd than I am and a weirdo to boot. I think your point's been made.
Oh, but I haven't even gotten to you yet.
Oh, no. No, please.
That's right. 2 pictures you share back and forth with your cousin.
No! Well, that's super embarrassing, but I'm still kind of proud.
What about that time you texted Annabeth Miller where you were wearing nothing but an American flag?
caption says, change my diaper, Hillary Clinton.
It was 2016. Times were innocent.
Oh, and remember those snaps from that
Jesus.
time your Aunt Denise catfished you to teach you a lesson?
No.
He hasn't seen that much of you since your christening!
Damn you, Snapchat!
Have an idea.
What? Tell all that information to all the girls on the cheerleading squad?
Dick pics!
No. Let's destroy our phones.
Duck face!
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
No.
Dog filters!
Don't you understand what this means? Snapchat won't have any power if we don't have our phones.
Do you understand what you're asking me?
Brunch! Nudes!
It's something like
Can't.
You millennials, you can't destroy your phones. They're as integral to your existence as participation trophies and avocado toast!
Jacob, come on, let's do this.
Goodbye, sweet dispenser of memes.
No, don't do that.
Count 3. 1,
2, 3.
No! Ah! Curse you, woke millennials! I'll be back for the next iPhone update!
We did it! We're saved. That was so smart.
yeah, who's here but now?
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't know anything about you when I said all of those things.
Look, I won't help you, alright?
Deal. So, any idea where we are? I'll just pull out Google Maps. Oh, beans.
We're alone in the woods, with no connection to the outside world.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
What an amazing story. I Googled through all of my patients before they arrived to learn their backstories, and man, I bet I know where that haunting dream came from.
Oh, I think it was a dream.
You have quite MySpace. It's something.
I thought it was a few pages down Google.
No, I find it all.
Beyond the
Oh,
first
yeah.
page.
Yeah, I liked when you recited Harry Potter sentences over Got the Life by Korn, but just the bass solo. So your words didn't interfere with John Davis's wounded singing, it was just the bass solo. It's pretty cool, you don't have to look embarrassed.
I'm so embarrassed.
Please don't, okay.
I'm such a nerdy kid.
Dude, you want to hear about mine? Okay, I don't like to bring personal stuff. It's your hour. Okay, one time, I thought it'd be cool to put the Imperial March under some passages from Cormac McCarthy's The Road and read it, and then it wasn't that.
Yeah,
It wasn't that.
that's not my suggestion.
Well, what I think is that I think it's cool, but apparently you don't think it's cool. I think that your MySpace is haunted you. It's very different.
Yeah, we need to get our technology. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Maybe we're getting closer. Why don't we make progress? Why don't we find out about another drink?
Right.
Drink.
So you two met while you were jogging at night?
Yes, Steve is such a klutz. He wasn't wearing a headlamp and ran right into me on his way out of the bush.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I'm so glad I finally got to meet you and Rob.
Oh, it's been great. Steve's the man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, great.
I'm gonna go clean up.
Oh, yeah, I'll help you, bro.
Okay.
Okay, Marissa, we have been best friends for 12 years, and I'm telling you right now, get out.
What are you talking about?
Steve. He's a serial killer, I just know it.
What? How?
Just now. He didn't swing his arms when he walked. Normal people swing their arms. Robert swung his arms.
Rob is just a bro, and Steve has excellent balance.
Don't call Robert a bro.
You just called Steve a serial killer.
Fair.
No, babe, I am tired as it is.
More for me and Rob then.
He didn't yawn. When we yawned, he didn't empathy yawn.
Look, Steve stays up all night doing his dissections. He doesn't need Steve, so he doesn't yawn.
Gotta get Robert and get out of here before Steve kills us all.
Hey Rob, I dropped some broccoli in the garbage disposal. Can you grab it for me so I can compost it?
Oh, sure thing!
Oh, fuzz. I thought that was the light switch, but now the broccoli's shredded.
Oh, well, at least you tried.
See, you thought Steve was going to grind off Robert's hand, and he didn't, and you were wrong.
Okay. Earlier, I was in the bathroom, and there were human ponytails nailed to the wall.
Those are Steve's. He's saving up for a one-time box of love donation record.
There's a cast iron door with padlocks on it.
That's his man cave. I'm not allowed there.
You say he disappears for days at a time.
Well, between his 3 jobs at the morgue, the crematorium, and the cemetery, I'm lucky I get to see it all.
Oh, that's quite an axe you got there, Steve.
Oh, how about a closer look?
Oh my God!
Well, turns out I'm not as good as this serial killer thing as I thought. Krista and Jenny were able to escape during my dramatic monologue. I was shot, dead by a cop the very next day because he noticed I wasn't swinging my arms. This is all part of turning 13. That's why they call them the Wonder Years.
Wow, that was an intricate one. I think we're getting closer. I'm just gonna spit out some more origin theory stories for you, and we're gonna see if anything brings close to your own personal experience.
Okay.
To me, that one screams leading a double existence. So stick with me here. Let's say you get over the pain of never asking Susie out. You meet someone in college. You date her for a year. Things are good. You date her for 2 more. You get engaged. Things are great. Things are going great. They're going wonderfully. A few years down the road, after you've had children, you find out that your lovely wife, Martha, has been sleeping with your best friend, Jason, because she feels bad for him because, as you recall, he's an amputee. This isn't... I'm sorry, this is your... This is your hour. So does that sound like your own personal experience at all?
I think it just got off track a little bit.
Right. We were so close. We were so close. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll work on another dream. I'll try to derail this one because we were really close on the list.
You're a doctor, right?
I have a degree.
Okay.
Great.
Alright. Hey, ladies. It's a great song. Beautiful. Alright, hey ladies, my name is Skeezy Pete, owner of Skeezy Pete's Costume Hut. Alright? Well, let me tell you, I've heard your complaints and I'm gonna be more sensitive to your feelings for now. So, going forward. So that is why Skeezy Pete's is no more. Introducing Sensitive Peter's woke costumery. And I got some costumes for you modern broads, alright? You can't be president in real life, ladies, so why not dream big this Halloween? What once was a sexy George Washington costume is now, bam, an empowering lady general. Look at that. Bam. Easy. What about this? Oh, you could do the sexy putty cat costume, which I now understand needs to be called a lovely vulva cat. You can be a cat in real life because of the patriarchy. I get it. Fine. I did it for you. Maybe you're more of a sexy crayon kind of gown. Or you can show up those yams and be body positive. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe draw an emblem of Saint your thing. That's fine, not everyone's thing. What once was a sexy ketchup bottle, right? Is now a sex positive ketchup. Yeah? And we don't just do costumes, alright? What once was a stripper heel is now an empowerment pump. Eh? Those are some suckable toes, right? Alright, so Skeezy Pete's costume I no more. Come on down to Sensitive Peter's woke costumery. I promise not to watch you change anymore.
That's Sensitive Peter's woke costumery, now with no peoples.
No fatties.
Doctor, what's this called?
Wow, I have never met a patient who had 2 commercials in the same series of treatment. It's amazing. But anyway, I'm going to throw an origin theory at you and see if this reminds you of anything in your past. To me,
Sure.
that one screams someone who's an imposter. So how about this? You're 16 years old. You're a life scout in the Boy Scouts of America. You're at almost Eagle Scout, but you know you don't have it in you to finish your Eagle Scout project because you said you were going to build a park bench. You don't know how to build a park bench, and you just want to get stoned and hang out with your friends under a bench. So, you know that the contractors in your town will charge about $200 for that job. You also know that your father has this thing called a bug out bag, which he threatens your family with constantly, saying,
This is really specific.
I may be getting a little specific. I think details make the story.
Sure.
I hope this rings a bell.
Resonates,
I hope this resonates.
Yeah.
Your father has a habit of threatening you and your mother with a bug out bag by saying, if you screw up one more time, I'm grabbing that bag and I'm moving to Chicago and that's everything you need to the family. It's your out. It's your out. You know he keeps cash in there because it's what you need in your own run. So you go into the bag, you steal $200, you pay a contractor named Mo to build the bench for you, you take all the credit, you're an Eagle Scout. Then your dad finds out that you did that a couple weeks later, and that was the last straw, and he takes the bug out bag and moves to Chicago, and your only solace is that he's short $100. Ringing a bell? Anything? Anything?
Do you really do questions?
Fosters. Maybe we're close. It's so close. This is going great. Finally, let's hear about another dream, okay?
are so excited to interview you as a potential new roommate. I'm Kate. I'm kind of the house mom.
I'm Mike. I'm like the quirky trivia fanatic guy.
I love meeting new people. But enough about us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You have a lovely home. As a ghost of the Civil War, my last earthly dwelling was a field tent. Just before the Battle of Baton Rouge, in which I fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams. Then his panicked steed trampled me.
Wow. Maybe tell us a little bit about what you're looking for in a living situation.
Well, when I fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams, the very man who gave me my field tent, I was cursed to wander the lands the war rent in twain. That is, until I find a new home to rest in.
So you've been apartment hunting for 155 years?
Yes, I find that being the lost soul who fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams is a tough sell.
We do game night. It's mandatory.
Between battles, my fellow soldiers and I, we love to play fox and geese. Do you have a fox and geese board?
No.
Oh, right. Just as the goose flees the fox, the world moves on.
So, we use Venmo to split our utilities.
None of my Union coinage rusted away long ago. However, I do lower the temperature whenever I enter a room. I'm literally a chill guy.
Ooh, that would help with the AC bill in the summer.
And give us gangrene in the winter.
A battlefield malady I am an expert in treating. You see, before I fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams, I became quite adept at sawing diseased limbs off of my compatriots.
Ooh. Please stop telling battle stories.
They are my only stories. The rest has faded from memory over the vast expanse of time.
We also do karaoke night.
It's
Oh,
mandatory.
I love music! May God save the Union, God grant it may stand. The pride of our people, the boast of our land. Still mid the storm may our banner flow free.
Karaoke does not work like that.
I should also warn you that I can't physically knock on any doors, which it does present privacy concerns for some.
Oh, you can flow through my bedroom door anytime.
It has been a long time. You see, my wife, she passed away in 1860, just 2 years before I fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams.
Look, I'm sorry. I think Mike and I are on the same page here. It's gonna be a no.
Sorry.
I understand. Living with the tortured soul who fired the shot that fatally wounded General Thomas Williams is not for everyone. I wish you all the best, and may God save the Union.
Gotta save the Union. Maybe we should have went with him. Looks like the next guy's a Confederate war ghost.
Oh.
Alright, Dad, cue the music. Gotta know it's Dad.
Amazing dream. The historical details, incredible memory. Great dream.
What's the metaphor?
I'm gonna spin an origin story I have. I'll see if it makes most of it up, okay? See your wife Martha was taking your children after the divorce. I'm sorry, it's your hour, I'm just trying. Let's say someone else's wife, Martha, has taken that person's children, and that person knows that the children are better off without him in their lives, but also know that's a really horrible thing to think as a father, and that he should be out there fighting for his children every single day. He's not. He goes from his one-bedroom apartment to his job to Looney's Irish Pub back in the one bedroom apartment and get some DUI about every 18 months. Is that ringing a bell? Not anything.
We're still off base.
I thought it was like the tug between, slavery and freedom. So I thought that was, yeah. Okay. I think we were close. I don't want to continue to ruin our progress. I think we're close. I can see it in your eyes.
Getting that far.
I think we're close. I'm sure you have. Yeah, trust the process. We'll go over one more dream.
Sure.
And we'll see if that works. Okay?
And here, my prize, the Black Widow. Isn't she lovely and so deadly? Her kiss is 15 times as poisonous as that of the rattlesnake. You see, her venom is highly neurotoxic, which is to say that it attacks the central nervous system, causing intense pain, profuse sweating, difficulty in breathing.
Sonia in so long. It'll be fun to see some of our old high school friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who else is going. I don't even see the other cards.
Alright, how's about this? And we'll stay for about half an hour, and if it's super weird, we'll leave.
Okay, just a half an hour then. Alright, let's do it. This place is a little creepy, am I right?
Maggie, Kristen, hello. I've been expecting you.
Hey, Sonia. Nice to see you.
We brought the yellowtail? Oh, I don't think we'll be needing that.
Told you we should come out to Nova.
Would you like some pigs in a blanket? They're from Pinterest.
Sure.
This is Inga, my consultant.
Cool.
I like your leggings.
Oh, it pleases me to hear you say that because they're for sale! Have you ladies heard of LuLaRoe?
An MLM scheme.
You've fallen right into your trap.
So many fun patterns! The fabric is like butter. Come into the living room and take a look!
I don't really know about that.
But you said you liked my leggings! Now you can't get out of this without causing awkwardness! Come on! Just take a look! There are so many fun patterns! The fabric is like butter.
I don't know. It's not really my budget right now.
Oh, you can save 20% if you host your own party! Join the movement! It's so much fun to shop with your girlfriends.
My apartment's really small. I don't know if I can host anything. Sorry.
She can host the party for you! Join the movement! It's so much fun to shop with your girlfriends.
No, I'm really busy. Work,
I've been working from home and on a flex schedule ever since I started my LuLaRoe business. So many fun patterns. The fabric is like butter. Let me show you how to get started. All you need to do is buy $5,000 worth of leggings up front.
5,000 as in US dollars?
You can sell them to your friends on Facebook. So many fun patterns. The fabric is like butter.
You really should be going. Sorry.
Oh, I'm afraid you're not going anywhere. You're locked in here with us and all these ugly leggings and a sense of social obligation.
Join the movement.
Well, we're almost at the end of what has been your hour and not mine. I hope we're close. Hope we're close.
I feel like we're still kind of off base. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't mean to be impatient, but
I understand. To me, that dream is about not belonging. The women in your dream, they're only in this thing because they're being forced and harassed into doing it. That's what
I gotta get you off. It's not about dreams. It's never been about dreams. I'm a serial killer. You haven't figured it out yet, and you're fucking done.
A breakthrough!
Done!
Yes!
Done!
You're cured! Yes!
Worst therapist ever.
Dojo. We do have another show tomorrow at 8, so if you loved it so much, you should come out again. You guys were a great audience.